What's up, YouTube? Here to show off the new beater with the heater. As the title states, it's a D21 Nissan Hardbody, Nissan pickup, whatever you want to call it. I needed a kind of a daily beater to, like, well, not a daily. I'm not gonna daily this car, but if I needed a daily, then this would do it. Just something that I could drive around. I turned my car into a race car, and I'm not gonna drive that. It's not really as comfortable to drive around. It's fun, but not really. My daughter can't really get in it, and needed something that I could kind of just throw around and not. I wanted to not care about. This cost me $2,500. Pretty cheap stuff. And there's reasons why it was 25. But for what I got, it was actually a pretty sweet deal. So again, what you're looking at, 1991 Nissan Hardbody, kind of king cab. This is a 4x4, and it is the V6 model. So this is the SE. Came with aftermarket wheels and tires, which I'm not really a huge fan of. But I do have the stock wheels and the stock bed. I'll show you that as well. We'll go all around the car. This is a Nissan Frontier bed that was put on it. I don't know why he did that. I guess the other one says Nissan on it. Also has the SE V6 badging on the back, but he also put aftermarket taillights on it. And aftermarket, as you saw in the beginning, headlights. The reason that I think I got it for 25 was a couple reasons. One, the guy kind of didn't know what he had, just kind of wanted to get rid of it. And two, you can tell the paint actually looks decent. It's a Mako paint job. But he did Mako, or the guy before me, did no work on the body before painting it. Just painted over dents. So this is a huge dent. He's kind of like waving some spots. I mean, for what it is, though, I mean, it doesn't look like terrible. It looks actually really nice for $2,500. Didn't really expect. It's got a bigger dent down there, just like, again, kind of just painted over, and smaller dents here or there. But other than that, I mean, underneath, there's a little bit of rusting the bed, but nothing crazy. Nothing nuts. Mechanically very sound. And then the interior, in pretty good shape. Really good shape, actually, for being 33 years old. Cracking by the vents. Obviously a little bit of some stains here there. You put Nissan Xterra floor mats in, and my daughter loves the back jump seats, so those are really cool. I even put, because she likes to read, so I put an LED light right there. It kind of connects to this light, so she can have, it's like an LED strip that turns on pretty cool for her. Has 188,000 miles. Really not much for these. And again, four-wheel drive, so we have the selector there, and it's a manual. Let me pop the hood so you can see what's underneath. Again, this is the V6 model, so it does have a V6, which has its pros, has its cons. Obviously, it's going to be able to, has a lot more torque than the 240 motor that comes in in these. Obviously, the 240 motor I'm referring to is the KA DET. This is the VG30. So there is, mechanically speaking, the only problem with this is there is what appears to be pretty bad power steering leak. I just kind of sprayed off underneath. It's not real bad. I may just try actually some stop leak first, because before I try to replace it, I'm very mechanically inclined, but I don't want to put a lot of time and effort into it. And I say that now, but it'll probably turn into something that I do put a lot of time and effort into, because I wanted something that was a beater, that way I wouldn't get attached to it, and I could just kind of throw stuff in the back and not. But then I saw this and was like, man, this is a pretty sweet deal. I'll probably end up putting some time and money into it, even though I don't want to right now. But I am kind of getting attached to it already. The only thing I did do this, this is parts from my Subaru that I had laying around. I just put a cone filter on it. This helps it breathe a little bit more. I wouldn't suggest this if you're off-roading or if you're driving a lot in the rain. But yeah, it definitely sounds a little bit like a throatier. It sounds more like a V6. It barely gets out of its own way because it has all of, I think, 155 or 60 horsepower and 180 foot-pounds of torque. But very good shape for what it is. Very, very good shape. I was looking in for the reason I got a D21 as opposed to other vehicles, the other trucks I was kind of looking at, because I was looking at trucks specifically. Did look at some Hondas before that, because I was going to get that as a beater, like a Honda like Civic or an older like Acura Legend, something of that sort. I could have got those cheaper. It's just that, again, then I thought that if I got something like that, it may turn into something race car-ish. I wanted something more functional, something that I could drive around. So I started looking at, I wanted a Nissan pickup since I was a kid. I liked them when I was a teenager. All the cool kids drove them when I was in high school. But I looked at Toyota pickups as well. And Toyotas are very reliable. Obviously, you're going to pay a little bit more for that too. So to find something in the same price range for that, you could probably get one for maybe 25, but it's going to be a little bit more beat up. These are going to be expensive too. So these are just as reliable. A lot of people don't know that. The Nissan Hardbodies are very, very reliable. Very, very reliable pickup trucks. They just don't have the popularity that comes with the Toyota. Maybe some bells and whistles may be missing from this, but for what I would be using it for, I'm not going to be off-roading this. The four-wheel drive was kind of an afterthought. I didn't want it, or I didn't need it, but I'm not going to not take it. It'll be great for the snow, so we can drive this thing in the snow if we needed to, or anything like that. And then the V6, obviously, I wasn't going to turn that down either. That's something where the four-cylinder has a timing chain, which is a little bit easier to maintain. You don't have to worry about it because they're interference motors snapping and then having problems with the motor there. This is belt, so I do have to watch out for that, but I get more power, right? Slightly lower gas mileage, but more power. And it's a king cab or extended cab, so you're going to want a little bit more power anyway, so you can get out of its own way. But yeah, the Toyota stuff too. It seems like not everybody has a Toyota, but they're the go-to, right? They're the go-to for this. And I've already had, I've had Hondas, I had a Lexus, so I guess a Toyota. Obviously Subarus are a lot. We branched into German vehicles. I have an Audi. This is our third vehicle that we have. So this is actually the first. The Audi is a 4-cylinder turbo, and the Subaru is a 4-cylinder turbo. This is the first the 20 vehicles that I've owned. The first V6 that I've owned, first truck, and first 4x4. Like, all my cars are all-wheel drive, but 4x4 is a little bit different, right? So this is the first 6-cylinder. It's by far the slowest out of all the cars I have, but it just, maybe this will start me on the V6, V8 kind of train. I don't know, but we'll kind of go from there. In terms of that, I kind of went over what I like about it and just the truck in general. My wife loves it. She wants it for, she wants to make it hers, she said. Her family, one of her family members older family members had a Toyota truck. There was a Toyota pickup, like a late 80s or early 80s Toyota pickup. She said this, gives off that vibe, and it does. The Toyota and Nissan from the same time frame look very similar. They're both kind of small. Trucks nowadays are just huge, and that reliability is there, right? Like, you just feed it whatever you want, and it'll just go. This has 180,000 miles on it, but even the V6, 4-cylinder as well. Like, these trucks have gone for like Toyotas, like 500, 600,000 miles is not like out of the realm of possibility for these things. Like, it's very, very doable with just regular routine maintenance and not really going to town on it. Also, it's awesome to be able to, teach my wife stick. She knows a little bit. She could, if she was in like harm's way, maybe be able to drive it roughly, but a truck, this is going to be, especially one with a light clutch, not a lot of power. it's going to be a lot easier to kind of perfect her driving of the car here. Her driving of manual transmission should be pretty easy. It comes with massive amount of extra features like cruise control, which for 1991 was pretty crazy. No air conditioning, I don't need it. We're in the Pacific Northwest, so the windows being down are plenty. But yeah, I just wanted to show off the new truck. Again, look at it from this angle. Wow, it's like wavy. You can see it's kind of wavy. Don't care about that. I really don't care about it. I mean, for what it is, it looks, if that's the only issue with it for a beater like that, mechanically it drives great. I guess I can end the video with me starting it up. Kind of see what it sounds like. Let's go around. It's not loud. Just gotta hear the whistle of that little guy. It needs new motor mounts. It's kind of rattling a little bit, but hear that. Sounds very good. Got plenty of power. You can hear like a little bit of a rattle from the exhaust shields and the motor mounts, but otherwise drives great. Just got the oil change, coolant flushed. I may look at changing the transmission fluid, but all in all, just a steal of a buy for $2,500. The guy, when I purchased it, made me shake his hand and promised that I wasn't just going to instantly flip it. And I'm not. I'm going to keep it for whatever. We'll run it into the ground. I already put that little intake on it. My wife's like, please don't make this another project car that you just, turn into something crazy. And I won't. I did look up, how quickly and easily it would be to turbocharge it. But that's something that would be easier with the K24, right? The 240 NA motor, the V6. You can do, obviously, but it's going to be a little bit more work. And I'm not going to, because if I go down that path, it's going to go crazy. So that's it. Just wanted to show off the new truck. First for me, so thanks.